So I chose the perfect time of day to film, which is that time of day where you can't physically see anything in front of you and you probably aren't even seeing my face. But, hello everybody, I am filming at 4:30 in the freaking afternoon and just destroying my image. That's just who I am, and I am sick as hell, so we will deal with the fact that I got up just to get down with this video. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name's Katarina and welcome to my channel. So as you can probably see, I was not lying for the intro. I am kind of sick, I can't really speak well, but I really wanted to upload this video this week, and yeah, so let's just deal with it, shall we? So today I'm gonna be doing a book review, as you probably watched in the title or in the description, and the book that I'm going to review is actually a manga, and it's a manga standalone, which is something that doesn't actually happen in the freaking manga world because there's always big series coming out, and having a standalone to read is actually quite fun, and it's not really a standalone that is like an omnibus version. You know, like those big kind of versions that, I'm sorry, I'm really sick, but those big kind of versions that's just put together 4 or 5 books and then you have a standalone. That's not it. It's actually a really standalone, a really small one. And I couldn't wait to talk about it because I really enjoyed it, and I think that I should talk to you about it because probably you don't know this manga, because I didn't know this manga and nobody knows this manga apparently. I've been searching and I haven't seen reviews. Maybe I'm searching in the wrong place. If you've seen the reviews of this manga, tell me so in the comments down below. And if you read it, most importantly, tell me so in the comments down below also, because I really want to discuss some things without spoilers for people that haven't read it. So, without further ado, let's get into this review. So the manga that I'm going to review today, as you've seen in the freaking title description of this video, is called The God's Lie, and it is by Kahori Ozaki, and I do believe that she did the story and the art because there's no artist present in the book, so I do really believe that she did both of them. And as I have said before, I have a great admiration for people that can actually write and draw and paint and everything like that by themselves and don't need anyone else to do so. Obviously, it's also pretty to see a collaboration between artists, but let's face it, this is really special to see, so I commend this person, which I believe is probably a girl because it's called Kaori, but you never know when it comes to Japanese manga, you know. So The God's Lie is published by Vertical Comics in English, and this is the English edition. And first of all, the cover is really beautiful. I don't know if you can see it, and it goes around through the entire manga, which is pretty amazing. And obviously, as you know, mangas read backwards, so that's why the book sounds strange in my hand. But this is basically the story of 2 kids called Natsuro Nanao and Ryo Suzumura, and basically they are 6th graders, which means they are like 12 years old. I believe that it's the same in Japan and here. I'm not really sure, and I didn't search for it because I'm stupid before doing this review. But yeah, so they are 6th graders, they are kids, and what happens is that Natsuru's dad, he died when he was really small, and he's now in the football team, and the new football team captain is a freaking jerk that says commentaries like, "Oh, your mother is a single mom, oh, poor, poor girl," and stuff like, "Oh, you were born in a certain month of the year, that's why you suck at football." So, a very great competitive football trainer for kids. I really enjoy that. I am obviously being sarcastic if my big eyes don't help you understand that. But yeah, so he decides that he's not going to go to the football camp where he's supposed to spend his summer vacations, and he just lies to his mom because he doesn't know how to explain everything that's going on in his life, and he basically says that he's going to camp and he doesn't, and he is found by Ryo Suzumura, which is a schoolmate, and she is pretty much the only girl that speaks to him because of an accident that happened on Valentine's Day with the most perfect popular girl in the school that tried to offer chocolates to him, and he refused because he had no idea how to deal with the situation. So no girl talks to him except for Ryo Suzumura, and basically she tells him that he can go and live in her house with her little brother and herself, because her dad is out, and the story unfolds from there. I don't want to spoil you any more than I already did, so the story unfolds from there. And it's a very beautiful story. It relies a lot on emotions, as pretty much all of the mangas that I read do, because I do believe that Japanese people do a great work relying on emotional work instead of what you are, reading, the words that you're reading. And I think that it transmits the solitude of two kids just completely alone in the world for reasons that each of them has their different reasons, and maybe they wouldn't be so alone, but reasons, And I think it only talks about the power of first love, the power of friendship, what it means to have to take care of someone by yourself. And obviously I have to leave here some trigger warnings, so I leave some trigger warnings for neglect and death of a family member, and well, I think that's pretty much it. Maybe some sort of bullying, if you wish, because obviously we're dealing with kids that are going to school and that are a little bit ostracized by their peers, so yeah, maybe you should get a trigger warning for that. But aside from that, this is just a beautiful story that throughout the time of the summer vacations tells the story about these two kids, but it also tells the story about life and relationships between people. And the title itself is a metaphor, because when you read The God's Lie, you would think that it would have something to do with religion, or with the belief that you have, or with the fact that maybe sometimes people lean on God to help them and they don't get help and something like that. But it's not really the case. This is a metaphor for the people in our lives, and what those people do to protect us, and what those people do because it's the best and only thing that they can do. And I found that very interesting, and I'm not going to say anything else about that, because I think it's a very beautiful discovery to do on your own. It's a very beautiful discovery, I was meant to say, to do on your own. And I think that if you have the chance, you should probably read this manga. As you probably know from seeing some of my videos, this is not the normal type of manga that I read. I normally enjoy more dark, twisted stories that obviously have something to do with mental health or with some gory scenes, but this was beautiful. I do believe that a character in here has OCD, although it is not textually said, so you could try and see if you see that representation in here. I would like to know, because it's something that I see here, but it could be wrong, so I don't know. It's just something that I interpret as being OCD. It's not said textually, so it's not the author's fault if you just follow my word and believe in me, because I don't know, I never asked the author if that was true or not. So in conclusion, I really love The God's Lie. I think that if you have the chance, which you probably have because this manga is fairly recent and is still available in English, and it's by a normal publisher that hasn't gone bankrupt and publishes normally, I think that you should pick this book up. And I think that you should read it, and I think that you should give it a chance, because although it looks like a real romancy kind of thing, it's not. It has a lot to do with family, it has a lot to do with the relationships that we have with other people, with feelings, with everything that goes on in our lives, and that sometimes when we are kids is really difficult to understand, and sometimes it seems like the gods don't respond to us as they should, and you don't really know that they just can't do it. So this is very interesting, and I'm not going to say anything else, because I know that if I do, I'm just gonna go on a ranty review and just start spoiling everybody and just saying what I love and what I didn't, and read it. And for the record, what I didn't love was really just a few sentences probably, and the rest was just perfect. So I highly recommend that you read this. I really enjoyed it, and I think that if you haven't started reading manga, maybe this would be a good gateway for it, because it's fairly simple to understand the plot and the characters and everything that's going on, and sometimes in manga that's not really the case, so you should enjoy this if you can. So this is it for my review of The God's Lie. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I'm very sorry for this video not being with a little bit more quality, but I had a lot to do after filming all of those videos that you probably seen last week. If you haven't, I'll add the playlist down below. I hope that I remember that. And I really wanted to leave you guys with this manga review because I think it's important for us to broaden our horizons, and I made a promise to myself that I would bring a little bit more of manga to the community. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, leave a like or subscribe, and sorry about my voice, but I really can't speak any louder or any differently right now, and doing this accent is really just making my throat sore, so I'm just gonna stop for here. So that is it for today, guys, and happy readings to you all. Bye.